If you could see over his phone, that's brilliant. I couldn't quite see that, but there we go. I think it's maybe just like, hey, I'm in my final form now. The crust's out my eyes. I'm ready to go in and brawl. But we see the Masashi ban over to the side of Team Vitality, which has been a big pick for FF in the first series of this tournament.
Yep.
It won one game for him, but then he tried to rinse and repeat it. Didn't quite work.
Yeah, and looking at the first step of the bans here for VIT and Falcon, Falcon would really don't want or Team Vitality to take the Dharma against their chance, but this opens up the Mai Shernui that really gets up a lot of attention, especially on the meta picks, depending on who uses it.
Did they just allow Yao Yao to get into the hits? Right? That's
We were
the
just
big
talking about
question.
that.
I mean, okay, Yao Yao, she's a fantastic coach, and in the draft, I think it's absolutely monstrous. The way that she's drafting for the team, it's hard to fight. You know, right off the bat, strategy is already a losing card for the side of Falcons.
And with you playing your cards correctly and with VIT getting the right power pick here, yeah, they need to have an answer for this. You're right, gentlemen. The Zhangfei is back for Falcon, and they're looking at this as a possible winning comeback for this game.
Yeah, but now they have the Mayin, now they have the Mai, and they have the Arlie. There's so much mobility, so much catch. Once again, same kind of style for Vitality, right? They get to pick and choose when they want to fight, when they want to actually commit. Until then, I'm just gonna throw you a few punches, jump out of the way.
Yeah, VIT has been doing that peak, the in and out team fights you want to force out of Falcon. The Mayin is a perfect choice as well as the Arlie, and we're looking at the Motsu here. The Motsu either, well, the Zangfei's been taken, not the Ming, like something like for a long-range tank that then start something to get Arlie with the hittings. So with the bans here, looking at the Liu Bang, we don't want to deal with that because at any point in time, Falcon has been doing really, I think, 50-50 or 40-60 with their invasions early on.
Yep, I like the Menki Bang, right? Because it fits perfectly with the Vitality draft, the playstyle of going in and out, picking your fights as and when you choose. And, okay, I might not fully agree with the Vitality ban on Liu Bang, but it could be that they feel like they did not have a chance to take it as well, right? They don't want to have the potential loss of Liu Bang going over the Falcons, so why not just ban it out altogether?
Yeah, and a specific ban of Prince of Lanling as well for VIT. Okay, we have seen some Prince of Lanling games yesterday, and one thing that this hero is so good for, you have the stealth, you have also ways to gag over the lanes of your opponent, but this is just completely visibility being taken out of a possible pick for Falcon, but this pick, the Princess Frost, well, it really can force something out, but this could be like you need to be in a very good position to not die. There's an Arlie, there's a Mayin, and there's a Mai. Like, these just come in at any point in time.
I mean, credits to Ray, I think he's a fantastic player, but using the Princess Frost going up against an Arlie Mai as well as Mayin, it's an absolute nightmare. Let's not even talk about getting killed. Landing your Frigid Prison is a nightmare.
Exactly. There's so many mobility, movement speed. One word, yeah, slippery. This is the lineup of VIT right now they need to deal with against Falcon. But with this really challenges the Princess Frost to use that Frigid Prison at the right precise moment to get that slow and steady hold.
Okay,
but yep,
this
how about
is
this?
the winter special. She has been pulling out the tie-in time and time again from qualifiers, from play-ins, all the way till today. And I will be once again repeating this point. I'm not a big fan of the tie-in. Maybe I don't know how to play her, but I find her not as useful. But Winter has always proven me wrong, right? Every time she picks up this tie-in, they are so monstrous with the growth. Somehow she's tankier. I don't know what items. Does she have different items in the game or something? Because she can't seem to die.
Well, it's all about how he wants or she wants to go with a team buff with this kind of hero. This amplifies the early as well. So I was kind of thinking they want to go with a Motsu though. But this is just complete like close distance support that they don't want to go farther. And with that kind of start, Mai Shernui could be a great advantage here to start with the team fights, especially with the visits.
Okay, so Falcons, this is a really important game for them. Although it did sound like we were kind of pumping the side of Vitality up, there is one huge marker as a Mai. If you don't have the early game, you lose. So, we're looking at Falcons. They need to start winning in the jungle. They need to start winning from the mid lane as well. Tournament life on the line, they need to do it.
Yeah. Execution will be tested on how this lineup is going to work. It doesn't really like will make wonders when you put the hot boiling water in the tea, and you need to stir it up, man. It only like a great setup from the early game could start with the momentum. So with the Falcons adjustment here, they go back to their comfort. The Zhangfei's are going back in. A big challenge for the Princess Frost. So I don't want to burst their bubble, but they need to stick with their comfort and stick probably with their expertise on how to push this to game number 3.
Yeah, and you know what? FF will do really well as the Yuhuan to make it difficult, right? And obviously with the Monfu tempo can definitely slow them down. That's going to help out with the stacking of the Frigid Prison as well. But you're playing against an Ogre, and it's tough playing against an Ogre, especially when he has the lead. He's already tough to play against when you're even on farm. And, you know, the way Vitality plays, they like to invade, they like to snatch that advantage over to them very early.
Yeah, especially with the Ogre and having the path of passing as well. So the reach, and you have a lot of ways to deal with the invasion too. Early invasion, early reinforcement for VHC could happen even from the farm lane going from the top lane. So we're looking at rotation as well. That Ray is really going with FF the moments that they started wanting to do, because they know what could happen if VIT keeps on doing with the invade. So far, they're maintaining discipline as of this moment.
Yeah, this is a big moment here. Both junglers at level 4. We are looking at something big, maybe. But I think at this point, it's going to be a trade all across the place, right? Highland, of course, going to use the Dew to lifesteal back or recover his health. But the top lane clashing, Wawa going 1-on-1 against 90. No kills just yet.
And I'm really happy to see that this skin is really showing up, that the new skin of Princess Frost, yeah, she is really rocking it. And players right here on HOKC have the first one to use this skin. So for those of you who's watching us still right now, you can still get it while it's still hot, because the Princess Frost here needs to be in the right moment.
Okay, this is really interesting coming in from Clue, right? Clue actually bought the Patrol X very fast, right? Most roamers don't do that, even when they take the smite. They normally leave it for a second, you know, for the 5-minute mark or the second half of the mid-game as well. So this is telling me that maybe Falcon wants to start invading a little bit more and get more of those buffs away from the Vitality jungle city boy.
Yeah, and we see the Princess Frost Ray just sticking with FF most of the time just because of the threat of the Organ here. The Organ and the Maestro so far, they're not leaving any gaps for EXP. They know how to return back in their lane, and so far they're not missing any points somehow. Okay, Falcon eyes on the objective at first because they don't want to miss anything what happened game number 1. They just want to maintain the possible way, but they need to have vision as well.
Yep, and interestingly, you know, FF actually at a faster pace than City Boy. He is already at level 7. City Boy just hitting, no, he's not even gonna get to 7 until now.
Okay, slowly building up with the need. It's a slow and steady start, and I love it. This how we see this team. Both of the teams actually check on the caliber.
Mid lane though. Oh, mid lane. Ray looking pretty low here. City Boy still in. Oh, it is gonna be the execute from the Orgrim, but taking a lot of damage from FF right now. Highland is gonna be the means out of there, but also the path of passing enables City Boy to escape.
Yep, he's gonna slip through the cracks there, and at this point, Falcon once again back in the same situation as game number 1. Is history gonna repeat itself here?
Yeah, this is the problem now of Ray, the Princess Frost.
Oh, there we go. Highland special, the gank and knock up. I mean, Wawa was like, what hit me?
And that, you got hit by Highland from the Maestro Louise. Oh, and that kind of start that they have, they could really put it into Falcon's hands. But with this, they're going to get the Tyrant securing by Falcon, but it's going to be an even trade with the Overlord as well.
Yep, it's still a dub in the books for the side of Vitality, right? So they get the EXP, they get the gold as well. And right now, being 2 kills ahead, they will slowly wrestle back that gold lead as well.
Okay. I'm starting to feel that the positioning of the Princess Frost here is very crucial. I just want to go back, because if we add the damage that Falcon can do as early as level 4 to level 8, Princess Frost, we feel the rotation of Ray really cooperating with FF so far, and this only sums up that they need to have a great advantage in team fights. But one thing that she needs, or he needs to hold on, is the flash. The only mobility that the Princess Frost can do is just escape in the moment that Highland or even City Boy or 90 can do against him. So they just need to be careful how to hold these resources in.
Yep, and talking about Ray's aggression, he needs to rotate fast enough, right? And at this point, this is the main difference between Ray and Highland in the style of aggression for the team. But right now, talking about aggression, it looks like Vitality. They want to make a move here, staring down the mid lane.
Yeah, Highland going in for a bit of engage here. The Undying Star is going to be making him untargetable. We have Clue here. He has the Unbridled Outrage. There we go. FF goes down for City Boy. And we now have that Winter is coming, trying to deter Team Vitality for now.
Yeah, it's a stalemate at this point. No, not really. FF died. So FF died, but Wawa does get the X of Torment right now. Jungle being ransacked by the side of Vitality, and the T2 being threatened once again. They don't have the vision, so Wawa might have a chance to come in from the back lines.
He's trying from the back line there, right? He goes and sits safely under the T1 in the mid lane. I mean, probably a better call than what FF would normally do, but hey, it looks like Falcons was trying to save that Azure Golem going over to Team Vitality.
Yep, this is a painful one because they took away the Azure Golem, and what's one buff they need on the side of FF? The Azure Golem! Right, as a Yuan, it's a painful experience, and right away, City Boy already going to secure his own one in the jungle, and right now, Falcons once again trailing, and the gap is starting to widen.
Yeah, Falcon going back on the first item as well of the Princess Frost, taking the Guardian Aura. Probably we've seen him, and we're trying to understand why he's completely rotating with the teammates. You know how the passive works with the reward with the 5 gold, Gorilla working for this item? Yeah, we've seen Ray do double time with the rotation, mainly to give more gold to his teammates as well as the passive. More likely, this kind of item can help them defend against the damage of VIT, but this is just the problem of they can be picked off. What if they're not together? What if somebody got isolated? Because of the minds of Falcon right now, I'm going through the heads. This is probably their great defense against VIT.
Yep, and if you take a look at how Vitality is playing, they're just trying to bait out the skills from Falcon, right? Clue holding on to that unbridled outburst for dear life because he doesn't want to be caught in a situation where he does not have it at the critical moments of big fights.
The big fights, actually, VIT is starting to look for a possible opening here against VIT. It's always about forcing resources, forcing mobility. Look at that. Oh! Peel coming in.
That's one big ultimate gone, and Vitality will start looking for more and more aggressive pushes across the map, and hopefully want to start a fight against Falcons. But Falcons, I think they know this.
Yeah, and I think the defense now is one of the best things that they could capitalize on. Zhang Fei going back in the hands of Clue as well. I hope this time around they can have advantage, but they need to address also the waves pushing in from top to bottom. T2 has been taken from Flash. Following up, T2 as well up top in Falcon's map.
Yep. It's a hard one to stomach, right, for the side of Falcons because they don't want to lose their lives, but at the same time, they can't overcommit to try and take 1 to 2 members to defend those T2 turrets. And here's the result. It is 2 lanes of T3s being exposed at this point.
They're really protecting this mid lane turret though.
Yep, Shanks, once more. I mean, this is just the MO, right, of Team Vitality. All they're trying to do is bait the skills, like you said. And right now, we do see that 90 uses the teleport mechanic down to the farm lane, trying to get a little bit more of a priority, a bit more of a proxy farm go on, just trying to create pressure and form into this mid lane.
Yeah, still the same stats that the VIT wanted to do against Falcon. They're really forcing everything out, same as game number 1, and 90 just going busy from top to bottom, clearing waves and forcing everybody out. Mid lane, T1 would be the target of VIT, but something has been punished here.
Okay, not quite again. It's just Vitality, just baited abilities. We have the Unbridled Outrage now taken off of cooldown, the Undying Sorrow as well. As they see the high ground turret looking like it's going to be under pressure there, we see Wawa go and rotate to just clean that up. But Falcons are just playing into Vitality. They just aren't adapting their playstyle.
Yep, Falcons are not the only ones that got baited. Me and you got baited as well. They jump into this. But nonetheless, this is one marker that, Vitality are so good at, and City Boy, he's eating a little bit too much damage though.
Oh, okay, we do get Mayim frozen by the winter is coming. We see the Path of Passing come through for City Boy. The Infinite Vastness has been procced once more. Vitality is just so good at making sure they panic on the side of Falcons.
90 is just so disciplined right now, maintaining the waves from top to bottom, creating a great diversion to put Falcon split in half. Because from the top lane to down, he's just maintaining everything to get their attention right onto the mid lane focus. Now going back to the items being flashed on our screens, Frostcar's Embrace now taken by 2. Now Falcon is really pushed to get on the defense items early on, mainly of the threat that they're seeing against VIT. 2 objectives present, nobody comes close, but this kind of hard control borderline that VIT is doing, another tight objective taken against Falcon.
Yeah, look at the line they've drawn there. Not just with the path of passing, but just around that mid lane. They're opening up the sides of the map and waiting for the way into the heart of Falcon's lineup.
What could be the great initiating factor for Falcon right now? Again, will it be Bobby? Will he push everything out since he have the infinite fastness to go aggressively? The Yuana, so we've been waiting for these two combos, like even the three from Wawa, from FF, from Zhang Fei, for Clue rather. In the last game that we saw, he was holding for that Deer outburst at the right time, but they don't need to keep holding for the moments that they can strike against VIT. The slower that they keep on hesitating on when to strike, VIT is getting stronger by the minute.
Yep, the base can't hold out for long, man. At this point, T3s being opened up for either the top or the bottom is something that's very scary for Falcon, because at any point in time, if you take the wrong fight at the wrong time, it will cost you a lot.
Speaking of costing a lot, Winter goes down. Bobby with the flame in palms. 90s into the back of the side of Falcons. The infinite vastness for Bobby is getting exhausted there. The Undying Sorrow once more. The path of passing a little bit too late. Highland goes down as well. Falcons starting to open up with precision. They've held off the pressure for this long. Get the T1 in mid lane.
Highland and Winter falling down. A great crucial position by Falcon. Sees the opportunity right away. Despite having been low in the early game stage, this 2K gold lead could possibly turn around if Highland and Winter can be in the right position to know where the playmakers are coming from Falcon.
Yeah, but this is a good return, right? This is a good exchange. Falcon definitely needs to take advantage of this. This is going to be a Shadow Overlord, and it's going to make a lot of work because it feels like there has been a lot of pressure in this game. We've only gotten 5 kills between the two teams. At this point, they're just divided by 2,000 gold.
Speaking of which, Division, FF's going close. Wow.
Yep, the path of passing onto the Undying Sorrow. He gets the Conductor of Souls as well as he gets Clue to proc the Unbridled Outrage, but it is Wawa that's going into the back there to give Island a little bit too much pressure before he's able to dive in. Falcons actually are adapting. They just took a while to show it.
That was a great position to hold on to. Wawa and FF, although City Boy saw some potential to take everybody out there, they just needed not to commit to those kinds of chase that Wawa has been doing. Yet they forced out a flash, yeah, but Falcon, I love how the discipline is showing, and we're seeing the same thing from game number 1, waiting for VIT to make the mistake.
They are literally just mirroring each other, right? The Clash Laner looks for the entirety of the backline, the rest of the team looking to punish the Clash Laner. Exact same actions from both sides.
We're looking at the mirror right now, ladies and gentlemen. VIT and Falcon. Falcon fighting for dear tournament life. They came in from a serious loss, but they're somehow looking for a way to turn this around.
Yep, the high ground turret does go down into the farm lane, so something that Vitality have not been able to claim in game 2. Falcons looking to soar this victory for themselves.
Yeah, it only shows how they want to protect their mid lane T1 right now from Falcon, and slowly they're on the lead, almost 1K, and they know how to strike. We've been questioning when or where the Prince will be.
FF might get caught out here. It is on Undying Sorrow. They do bait the abilities. The Conductor and Soul's already been wasted here as well. 90 onto FF, and Ray looking pretty low as well. We see 90 getting a double kill into that whole interaction. The infinite fastness has been casted, but they have to make sure that they don't lose a high ground turret in the mid lane as they take the neutral objective.
Yep, they definitely stem the bleeding at this point. They will reward themselves with the Shadow Tyrant as well, but it's not going to be big enough because right now Falcon, after all of this action, they actually will have the advantage. It's one lane of super minions are marching in on that bottom lane, and all they have to do on the side of Falcons is to hold Vitality at bay.
Yeah, we've seen VIT, we've seen Highland hold in to defend the base, and we've seen the damage from 4 team members of VIT. Now that's scary. Now this will force Clue to be on a tight defense, because how they wanted to do wave clear management from VIT, they have more tools to clear as of this moment, and they don't need to let that go and keep Falcon find more ways. But if they get in the wrong position once again as VIT, that could mean a push from this team to take it to another game.
Yep, it was a huge burst. The save actually coming out from the side of Clue there, but unfortunately, this is all due to 90, all with all the catches with the whatevers, right? So it's really critical they know where this Clash Laner is. 90 looking to put them to bed and to sleep as well.
90 maintaining the position up top, still not revealing himself across the map, going for a tight grab around here. Look at that, look at the position of 90 here, the Maheen. on Falcon's territory. He might get spotted, but they're trying to sandwich in 4 members. They want to target what is the most important win condition here for Falcon, because they might lose the chance here, because the positioning of Clue here really knows when to use the outburst, so they need to be careful for that.
Yep. Right now, it is going to be a tense situation because it is the Shadow Overlord being the prize at this next moment. Everyone's hiding in the brush.
Need to be careful. They need to be sure when to strike. Yeah, they're trying to check bushes as well, mirroring everybody. But who's going to be the one to fall here? Bobby as well. Clue waiting for the right time for the outburst. Meanwhile, Waves pushing in up top. This could get their attention. But meanwhile, 4 members.
Oh, City Boy being victim to the Flaming Palms. He does take a lot of that damage, but this is where the beauty of Winter and the Taiyan come through, right? That healing brings it back onto Orgrin. He's able to keep in, but it is going to be Bobby taking out Highland into the back line. Flaming Palms are sweaty.
That was a very crucial kill coming in from Falcon, knowing that this could be a dictating a push coming from the Shadow Overlord. Out of position, the Maestro of VIT was the opportunity of Falcon to strike right away.
Yep, and this is going to be a hard one to defend against because this is going to be the Shadow Vanguards spawning at this point. They will put the Overlord on the top lane, so they try and provide as much pressure to make sure the waves are crashing in their favor. Falcons finally, after 16 minutes, they flip the script around and take a look at the goal lead. It's finally coming back into their favor, at least evening out.
Yeah, Highland needs to be careful or when or where to position. Again, you know how slippery a Maestro can be, but the only counter is crowd control. With the damage that Luong has or Bobby, he can go for an insta-kill, and he just needs to be careful or when to go. They had the lead. Early game, VIT had it, but now Falcon doing the same thing, but can they turn this around?
Oh, Nighty getting caught out there, but we do see Wawa gets the high ground turret into the mid lane as well. Right into the thick of it is Highland once more. His Mai Shiranui is not as good as that Shang one. Right and there it is. Day and night, Nighty goes down. Shanks trying to get a few more kills for the side of Team Vitality. It is currently a 2-1 trade. Clue is down, which is their big front line, but they still have Wawa. Bobby, though, getting the kill onto Shanks. That is a team wipe. The Falcons soar once more.
What a end to the game here. It looked like it was game over for the side of Falcons, but once again they take themselves to newer heights. They take this game against Vitality, and I wonder what this is going to do against their spirits and morale.
I just want to go back, right? I just want to go back. The Zhongfei pick that Falcon had yesterday. In this composition, they completely know when to hold in that